Hello everyone on this fine Saturday morning. If you're in the Pacific Northwest, we have a lovely October day of almost 70 degrees and some sunshine, which isn't too hot, isn't too cold. I kind of like it. Anywho, today I'm going to be talking about why I didn't like Winchester. This film was made in 2018. The directors, there's two of them, were Michael and Peter Spierig. I think I'm saying that last name right. I believe it's Spierig. I didn't actually look into this. The cast was actually really good. Jason Clarke was amazing. I'm sorry. Helen Mirren, the Dame Helen Mirren is in this movie, and Sarah Shook, who's been in quite a few other movies as well. The plot of this movie is Clarke's character is called in because he is a psychiatrist, and the Winchester company wants to know if Sarah Winchester, Helen Mirren's character, is fit to still run the company, pretty much, and to see if her rights to the company need to be taken away, because she's pretty much been sinking her fortune into adding rooms to her house in San Jose. The house is a real house. It's in San Jose. It is called the Winchester Mystery House. But yeah, until the day she died, she paid contractors to work on this house day in and day out, 24 hours, because she thought that the spirits of all the people killed by Winchester rifles were coming for revenge. That part is real. This plot could have been so cool. Instead, we got quite a lame PG-13 jump scare fest. A lot of the jump scares, actually most of them, I pretty much timed out. I was like, and face, and this happens. Which doesn't make for a good experience to me. If I can literally figure out everything that's going to happen in your movie, you did something wrong. And this cast, Jason Clarke, he's amazing. I love a lot of the things he's been in. Freaking Dame Helen Mirren's in this. She did great. She was wonderful in this movie. You could really feel her character in it. She was the main highlight of this movie. I'm not going to just talk trash about this movie because, well, she did a good job. So did Jason Clarke with what he was given. I do feel like Jason Clarke was bored with the role. At least that's what I got. There are some kid actors, and I never want to rag on child actors. Some are really, really good, and some are just kids in a role, and you can tell. This was one of those, you could tell it was just kids in a role. I haven't looked into these kids if they've done anything else, but since then, I don't know. This movie was very predictable and not very scary. Like I said, all the jump scares I had timed out. Like, there's a part with a mirror, that he's like, Jason Clarke's character is kind of moving back and forth because he thought he saw something, and of course, the second or third time he turns it back to him, boo, there's something behind him. Which, as soon as he started playing with the mirror, I was like, something's gonna appear in it. I was just waiting. The plot also, Sarah Winchester in real life was very obsessed with the number 13. You can tell if you go into the actual tour for the Mystery House, is 13 is repeated a lot of times for like scotches, candles, different things, but they kind of took that and were like, oh, we need 13 nails into the doors to house these bad spirits, and then of course the bad spirits get out. And it was so lackluster. Like, nothing in it was very scary. I could see, like, 12-year-olds or 13-year-olds going into this movie and really enjoying themselves. Because it is definitely a teeny bopper scare movie. But for people who are like me in their 30s or even late 20s, heck, even early 20s or older, I feel like we're just going to go into this movie and be disappointed. If you've never seen this movie, I always say, these are my opinions. You might love this movie, and that's fine if you love it. I didn't. I would easily grade this as a D. Literally, Helen Mirren and Jason Clarke were the only saving graces to this movie, and even Jason Clarke's character seemed really bored. I don't know. It's just like they added in these odd plots, especially with like Jason Clarke's character, with like one of the rooms being the room for the spirit of his late wife. And I thought that was reaching. My thing was with this movie, I thought they were going to do a lot with the house and a lot with like Sarah Winchester, which they do, but it's not good. Like, it's very lacking. If you haven't seen this movie, I do say watch it. It's on Netflix right now. Give your own opinion. You can disagree with me in the comments. I don't mind. I want to hear why you liked this movie. Honestly, I do. Anytime I make one of these videos, which I'm hoping to start doing more of, I want to hear why you like this movie. Like, what am I not seeing? Because besides Helen Mirren, there's nothing really here for a movie. Like, I had forgotten I'd seen it in theaters until my roommate told me we saw it in theaters. That's how much it's forgettable to me. I'm not trying to hate on the movie. I know it did pretty good in box office. Yeah, it's just, if you're gonna make a story about something that's already around, it's like, just use more of the materials you have, I think. I feel like this plot could have been really, really well done if they would have taken away a few things, like Jason Clarke's random wife in it, and her room and stuff, and like done more with the house's history and the stuff with the Winchester. I know they fabricated a lot, saying like a shootout had taken place in the Winchester showroom, and I thought that was an interesting twist. And I feel like if they would have done more with that, it could have been a pretty good movie. And if they would have stayed away from the really tame jump scares, that's my main thing. Jump scares are fine. Jump scares are fine. I don't care if you use them, but that's all they were used for in this movie. That was the only scares in it were jump scares. And it gets boring. I feel like they could have done a lot with scenery and kind of making you go, ooh, what was that in the background? Did you see that? Oh, was that a movement? Because this house, they didn't actually film inside the Winchester mansion. Obviously, that mansion is very small. They did get the aerial shots of it. And by small, I mean like the rooms are small. So they wouldn't have been able to film. So they reconstructed quite a bit of it. But I feel like they could have used that scenery. Kind of like what Flanagan did with The Haunting of Hill House. The Hidden Ghosts. Where it's like, wait, did I see that? I feel like that would have been really, really good. And, maybe someday down the line they'll redo this movie, because it's Hollywood and they're prone to do that, and maybe they'll do something more like that, where Mike Flanagan will get his hands on it and do something really amazing with it. I'm not dissing these directors either, the Spirig brothers. I know they did a few other things, and they were fine. I just feel like this movie is very lackluster. And like I said, my opinions, they can differ from yours, that's fine. But yeah, I really do want to know why, if you did like this movie, why? Please leave me comments. Let me know. I do plan on rewatching it sometime. I did watch it within the last, few weeks. So it is kind of fresh in my memory. But it's not a good movie to me. I don't know. Again, maybe I'm not seeing something. Tell me. But if you haven't seen it, definitely go give it a watch. You might enjoy it. You might not. It's one of those. I can never tell if someone's going to like something like this. Because it is PG-13, it is a jump scare fest. But, I mean, if you want to watch it for Helen Mirren, yeah, go for it. She's amazing in it. But she's amazing in everything. What am I saying? Anywho, I hope you have a great Saturday. This Tuesday, actually, really soon, I'm going to be reviewing His House, which was a Netflix original. And yeah. If you haven't watched it yet, definitely watch it before my review. I will probably have spoilers in it, but I will say if I'm going to. So you can either zone out or click out or watch if you want to have things spoiled, but that's definitely a movie you shouldn't have spoiled. Okay? I hope you all have a good day. Go watch the Winchester if you need to kill an hour and a half. Okay. This is another Bonnie Loves Horror, so enjoy.